Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Uncle Lyso, and today we are not on the wall. We're actually on the boards today. So I'm gonna bring y'all with me through a quick little board session. We're gonna go ahead and jump right on into it. You dig? So I'm just gonna go ahead and start warming up a little bit. I'm just gonna go up the ladder. This right here is a V0. This is called, this is called metallic slide. So this is a pretty chill one, but I figure, let me just go ahead and get like the fingers warmed up before I start hopping on some of the harder stuff. Easy peasy. All right, so next, I'm gonna go find me a V1. I'm thinking I like this one. This one is called mediocre Italian food. I swear, like board climbs be having the most random ass names, bro. Next up on the ladder is a V2. It's called Space Between. This is a classic climb, so let's see how it feels. I feel like, if I remember correctly, I feel like this one's actually like a bit more challenging than most V2s. Yeah, this move into this is like really tricky. You really gotta like grip the hell out of this piece right here. Next up is beep, bop, boop. This one's a V3. All the holds are pretty good. You got some really good pinches here. But the transition into this is like really tough. I think there's a toe. I have to like toe hook onto this as I'm making this transition over here. Cause you gotta kind of like drop into that hold. And like the first time I did it, trying to drop into that, I was like, bruh, what? V3? I don't know. But I feel like that's one thing about the board in general, is like, it's really sandbagged. Like, I'm kind of like torn on whether or not the tension board or any board in general is really like a good gauge of like what grade you climb at, because there's so many random people setting on the board, and they're not necessarily like professional setters. So they're kind of grading things just based on their own personal perspective and not necessarily thinking from like, how are other climbers going to respond to this? So it's kind of like, but at the same time, you also have a more universal like amount of people. They give a larger sample pool of people who are grading these as well. So it kind of balances out. But I feel like overall, people who grade problems on the board, I feel like they almost like intentionally sandbag the hell out of it. Because like, you can ask anybody who climbs board, gym, whatever, like the board is harder than gym climbing. But I mean, you know, I think also too, like the point of the board is very different than the point of the gym, because I only really use the board specifically to train. Like I'm on here specifically to focus on tension, specifically to build up finger strength. Whereas I feel like the gym, I use that mainly just for like more recreational climbing. So I feel like it's just different. Like the board, because it's a training tool, I feel like should be harder than gym climbing. So I wouldn't say that because you climb V6 in the gym, but you can't necessarily climb V6 on the board, doesn't mean that you're not a V6 climber, if that makes sense. I think that makes sense. Okay, so now that is everything from V0 up to V4. So next I'm gonna find me a V5. The hardest I've ever done on the board is a V5. So this one is called, it's called Avarage. I feel like this one's different because you have a lot of feet. And I feel like it's rare, like most board climbs don't give you a lot of foot options. One of the main reasons why I got into board climbing, well, it's kind of like 3 reasons why I got into board climbing. The first reason was because I was watching a video, shout out to Emil Abrahamson. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, I'm sorry, Emil. Please forgive me. But he was doing a video with Tomoa and Meiichi Narasaki, and he asked them, like, what do you do to train? And they said that they pretty much only use like the spray wall and board climb. And at the time I was thinking like, oh, I should be hangboarding, I should be doing all this stuff. But when the best climbers in the world are saying they board climb, I was like, well, let me get my ass on the board then. So I was already planning on doing that. And then the Summer Smackdown competition had started up. So I was like, I need to start like intentionally training. And I was originally like avoiding the board because I was telling myself like, the board is really like only for stronger climbers. So I was kind of like intimidated by it. And I still kind of feel like the board is like more for stronger climbers. But what I mean by that is that like I don't recommend climbing on the board unless you're specifically trying to train. Like if you just want to climb, just climb what you have in the gym. I think the board is really only important if you're training, you know? And like if you're training, then you're probably a strong climber. And then the third reason was because there's a dude in my comments on one of my previous videos who was talking mad shit and was like, oh, you probably aren't really that strong. I bet you would struggle on the board, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, all right, bet, challenge accepted. And I'm not gonna lie, like he wasn't wrong. Like, the board is a lot harder than the gym. I'm not gonna lie. But I don't gauge my performance as a climber on how I do on the board versus how I'm doing in the gym, especially if the majority of the climbing that I'm doing is in the gym and not on the board. So I kind of felt like, but 100% though, like, I mean, he's right. The board is harder than the gym. Like, I feel like period, no matter where you go. Maybe unless you're in Japan. Probably then, the gym might be harder than the board. I don't know. Let me know what you think about board climbing in the comments. Like, do you think board climbing is harder than gym climbing? Do you think that the grades are sandbagged on the board? Do you think that they're easier on the board? Like, what do you think? Like, I would love to know, because I'm still relatively new to board climbing, but I do find it very fun though. Like, even outside of it being a training activity, I do actually start to find like board climbing to be quite fun. All right, so we have now successfully gone up the ladder from V0 to V5. So now I'm gonna go ahead and just try a V6. This one is called Thunderbolt Ascent. I do think though that the jump, like V6 on the board, you're in different territory. I don't know how the hell I'm gonna do this. I don't know how the hell I'm gonna do this at all. Okay, I just didn't commit. I didn't commit. I didn't think I was gonna reach it at first. All right, let's see. Ah! Ow. I kind of have it. Like, I don't really feel like I'm that far off. I feel like I can do this, but I just gotta really pinch that joint. Okay, all right. This actually wasn't as bad. Ah! I'm like, should I do it one more try? Or should I move on? One more try. One more try. What kind of hurts? My toes are just getting like banged up right now. All right, I'm done. I'll find another one. This looks deceptive. I can't tell if this is gonna be easy or not. Well, I don't expect it to be easy. Let me take that back. It doesn't look easy. The thing about the board too is like the footholds are wooden a lot of the time. So they're just like, it's basically dual text. It's basically, or no text, honestly. Like you're just slipping off. Okay. This undercling's not that bad. This foot sucks though. This foot is horrible. I'm just completely slipping off. Okay, there's one more go. Ah! I suck. Nah, no way. No way. All right. Yeah. V6 on the board is a different deal, man. It is different. This is probably gonna be the last V6 that I try. This one is called Looking Through. It's classic, it's a classic V6. Let's see what we're talking about here. I did a move. I don't know what I was supposed to do there at all. You can't match either, so. What am I supposed to do? Left into this? That feels disgusting. Right, yeah, that's what I'm saying. The V6s are different, bro. What am I don't know. They got it. They got it. Y'all got it. I feel like that's one thing though, it's like working on the board, like it's very much like, it shows you how much more you really need to train. Cause like this isn't just a matter of like the moves themselves being hard, it's like, I feel like there's also some type of movement tech that I don't have in my like vocabulary of climbing movement, because this isn't, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Oh, wait. I was closer. That was closer. I think that was something. I looked at this, I was like, see? Okay. Okay, one more shot. One more shot. All right, never mind. I'm gonna have to project this one, because that felt like it could have been the right move, but I don't know, that was hard. This one is one that I set. This one is called Going Road or Went Road. I gotta look back at what I called it. But this is the first project that I sent, or this is the first board climb that I set. It's got some pretty fun moves. This right here is the crux, going from this into this, because this sloper, I kind of pinched the hell out of it, but it's very hard to maintain the tension on this. So, but the movement down here in the bottom, oh man, it's so much fun. setting on the board has become one of my favorite things to do when training on the board, just kind of like setting my own movement patterns and then also just challenging myself. And also just like an aspiring route setter, like it's a ton of fun, just like practicing the concepts of route setting on the board. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, jump on this. Woo. You know, I feel like this is really hard for me to grade because while I was setting it, I struggled a lot trying to do it. Now I've just done it so many times, I have the moves dialed in. So like, now that I do it, it feels like, compared to other climbs that I've done on the board, it feels like maybe like a V3. But like, while I was setting it, it felt really, really hard. It felt like maybe more like a 5 or something like that. So, I don't know. But I need more people to try it and let me know what you think. But I would probably say, I wanna say 3. Tentatively, I wanna say 3. This next problem is called, I kinda know what I'm doing, which I titled because this is the second problem that I set, and I literally was like, I kinda know what I'm doing. For this one, I have a set where technically matching is allowed. I didn't know originally how to describe it when I was setting, how to say no matching. I found it out later. So it's published now and it says that matching is allowed, but try not to match. I think this is actually a pretty good challenge. There's a couple different ways that you can do it. I think all of them are still pretty difficult, but like I said, you know, try it out for yourself. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you're interested in finding all of these, literally the same name, Uncle ISO, and the tension board app. And yeah, let me know what you think. The starting foot is horrible though. So this one is called Connor sent it first because I set this with a guy who I randomly met at the gym and his name was Connor and he literally sent it first. No! Right there. That last move is hard. But yeah, like going into this move, really freaking hard. I like want to 180 off of it so bad. So that one's really tricky. And then the last move going up to the finish is really tough too. Let's get it. This one's really fun. This crimp is pretty tough, but like, if you know how to crimp, like, it's not that bad. I think it's definitely just like, you gotta hold the tension when you grab this pinch. And then like, this move is just like really tricky. So you really kind of have to like have your weight already balanced right before you go into that. But yeah, that's a fun one. let me know what you think about that one. And then this last one that I'm gonna do is called Ganja Power. And I set this one yesterday. And I've only sent it once. It's pretty tough. I really wanted to kind of like focus on movement with this one. So like this hold really sucks. I wanted to try and figure out how to go from here into this and then like transition, like sweep across. So you kind of go from like this and then you got to catch this over here on the left. And then it's kind of just like go up. And then the last move is just like, just power up straight to the top. But yeah, no, this was a fun one. This definitely though, this hold sucks. So I'm gonna brush it first. Give it a nice, good solid brush. I have this graded as a V3. Honestly, I really don't know if that's accurate grade or not. It very well easily could not be. It could be easier, it could be harder, I don't know. I really don't know. I know that it is hard though, that I do know. But I kind of like, even though I was talking earlier about like setters on the wall, on the board rather, just like sandbagging things, I kind of feel like I probably sandbagged this. I have officially reached the dark side on the tension board. All right, let's see. Why'd I do this to myself? Going into this hold is really hard. And like, I sent it once and then Aaron Chan, he was here and I asked him to try it. And that dude climbs that, I don't even know. I mean, he won the Summer SmackDown Open Series, so he's like crazy strong. And I asked him to try it. He did it like it was nothing. But he did say though that going in and out of this hold is very hard. So I know that it is challenging, I know that for sure. I mean, obviously it's challenging, but definitely gotta get Aaron on the channel sometime soon. It's hard, right? Sending this. Hopefully. So hard. Yeah, no, this, I don't know why I made this. Well, I know exactly why I made it so hard. I wanted to make it hard. All right. I'm trying to send this joint. Yeah. Okay, thank God. I was really worried I wasn't gonna send it. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Definitely make sure you hit that like button and the subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Let me know what you think. If you try any of these problems on the board on your own, leave a comment, and then I will see you in the next one. Peace.